guys, I'm so excited for today's video because today we are going to be using, this is so funny. I don't know why I find it so funny, but we are going to be trying the Pickle palette. This is a palette from a brand called Sugar Drizzle Cosmetics. I did get this sent in PR, honestly because of one of you guys, so thank you so much. You know who you are. I'm literally so excited to test this out. This is the cutest thing ever. I haven't seen a monochromatic green palette, or I guess it's not really monochromatic because there is a pop of pink in here, but that is kind of what makes it interesting. And I don't think I've seen a color story like this, and I think that the shimmers in this palette are going to be absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited to try this out. So we're gonna go ahead and just do some live swatches because, I mean, to be fair, there's only 6 shades in here and it's not gonna take a very long time. So we're just gonna get into it. I'm in kind of a hurry this morning. I mean, not really, but I'd like to be done with my makeup in like 30 minutes. So we're not gonna do anything super fancy, but let's go ahead and start off by swatching it. So we're gonna just go shade by shade. We have the shade here called Fried Pickles. It feels very nice and soft. Then we have Pickle Juice and Dill Pickles. Now I have to admit, I don't personally like pickles, but that doesn't mean I can't like this. Wow, that doesn't mean I can't like this palette. This looks beautiful. This one is a little bit more of a sheer formula, but it's definitely a duochrome. Very pretty as well, built up very nicely. This one is very, very smooth. Almost has a little bit of a transparent base, but it's definitely a duochrome. It's a gold to pink, which is really cool. It goes very nicely, I feel like, with the rest of the palette. And then we're gonna go into the matte here, which is called Dr. Pickles. And then, wow, that is so smooth. Then we have the shade In a Pickle. In a Pickle, that is such a funny color. That looks beautiful. And then lastly, we have Tickle My Pickle, which is just hilarious. I think this is such a cute little palette. I don't know what else to say. Did I just swatch that on top of the shade that I already swatched? Yes, but that's what happens when it's early in the morning and I haven't had enough coffee yet. So this is the color story. That is super cute. At first I thought that the greens would look kind of similar, but since this one is a duochrome and this one is not, this one is also more of a sheer formula. So I'm excited. Also, the green has a bit of a pink shift to it. So this one is like a green with a pink shift and this is a pink with a green shift. So super, super cool. Really excited to be putting these on my eyes. So we're just gonna jump straight in. I'm gonna start by priming with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. We're gonna see what I can get out of this. We're actually going for, well, I'm gonna be out of the house all day. So I'm gonna be gone for probably 10 hours. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, we are going for dinner later tonight. So I do want this to be both like a day and a night look, which isn't really a thing in my book, to be honest. I feel like anything can be worn at any time, but that is just me. But, you know, people have opinions about what is appropriate and what is not appropriate to wear at certain times, and I'm kind of going for a socially acceptable, appropriate dinner look. I hope that's making any sense. But that is like my idea today. So, I mean, obviously it's gonna be a very green look because the only mattes in this palette are green. Let me just kind of wipe my hand on my towel here, just so I can not have a ton of swatches on my hand. Not that they all went away, but that's okay. I'm gonna use a makeup wipe after. Let's see. We're gonna just start with the mattes because I like having mattes in my crease and that is the only way that I really do my makeup. So should I start with the lighter one or the darker one? I think I'm gonna start with the darkest shade first, just because I do want this to be as dark as I'm able to get it. So I'm gonna go in with my Rephr 13. We're gonna dip into the shade here. Don't worry, the brush is not dirty. It's just a little bit stained. This is the shade called Dr. Pickles, and we're just gonna use that as the deepening shade. Gonna put it in the outer corner of my eye, and then I will use the lighter green to blend this out with. And then we're just gonna play with the shimmers. I don't know if I'll be able to use all of the shimmers on my eyes, but I'm definitely gonna try to use quite a bit of them because I am very curious about how they're going to look on the eyes. But I think that this formula with the glitter primer is gonna be so amazing. Really excited. This is such a beautiful color as well. I might dip into a black to deepen this up a little bit because I do like a lot of depth in my look, but I'm totally okay with the 6-pan palette not having, you know, any kind of a black or a super deep shade, because with a 6-pan color story, there's really only so much you can do, and I know a lot of people don't really care to have a black in every palette, even though I'm one of the people who's like, I would love to have a black in every palette. I understand that not everyone is like me. So I might deepen this up a little bit. We'll see how it goes once I put down the lighter green shade, but this is beautiful. I am going to just bring this through my crease as well because, like I said, I do want this to be quite an intense look here. And this matte formula, I would say, it's not super pigmented right away. It does take a little bit of building up, but it does seem to build okay from my experience so far. It's just taken a little bit of time and a couple more dips into the pan to get like the shadow to look on your eye like it does in the pan, which is totally fine. I don't mind buildable shadows as long as they do build. I'm gonna take the shade underneath my eye as well, just really all the way across here. Not really doing anything fancy for this look. I just want to see how the shadows work out when doing a pretty basic eyeshadow look, because that is how I do my makeup most of the time, and that is how I need my shadows to perform well. I really like this color of green though. I find that to be a very fun yet kind of flattering color as well. I don't know, maybe I'm just a weird one here, but I just love green eyeshadows. Like, I have not met a green eyeshadow that I haven't liked, so I feel like that says a lot. Maybe formula wise, but color wise, have not met a green that I don't like. Okay, next up with I guess this is a Rephr 14. I'm gonna dip into the shade called Tickle My Pickle, which is the lighter of the green shades. I'm gonna use this to basically blend out the color that I just put down. So I'm just gonna go right over the edge of where I put down that green and just make sure that I get a good blend between these two colors. I don't really find this green to be that much lighter than the other green. It's really just like a different tone of green, which just makes a really, really nice gradient, but it doesn't, I feel like the whole look is just like the same depth. I don't know. So I am probably going to go in with a little bit of black as well, just in the outer corners of my eye, because I do want this to be nice and dark and dramatic, just the way that I like it. But this green is blending out so nicely. I'm a big fan of this green. This looks really, really nice. For the black, I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anybody, but I'm going to use my Unsai Collab palette because it has a black in it and it's wonderful. So I'm going to take the shade here and I'm just going to use that to basically deepen up my outer corner. I don't think I'm going to make the whole look very dark, but I just want to have some extra depth right in the outer corner of my eye here to make this nice and dramatic. And I think that way, when I go in with the sort of darker purple shimmer, this is going to blend beautifully into that as well. So I'm just focusing on the very outer corner of my eye. I'm of course blending it into my crease, but I'm not going to take it like all the way in. Just going to put it right in the outer corner. Now let's try out some of these shimmers. I am of course going to put down some glitter primer first, because I think especially with this formula, they're really going to pop, because some of these have not like a transparent base, but they are the kind of shades that are maybe a little bit sheer if you just use them on their own. I love this kind of shimmer formula. Like right now, I would say that this is my favorite kind of shimmer formula, because they just look so wet and beautiful and metallic on the eyes. I haven't even tried these on my eyes yet, but like I can tell this formula from miles away when I see it, because it's just beautiful. So I'm gonna start first with the shade called Pickle Juice, which this one is not as like foiled and intense, I think, as the other shades in this palette. How would I even explain this? It's like a purpley blue with a black base. It is beautiful. I'm just sort of layering that a little bit over the outer corner of my eye. I don't want this color to take over, because I do want this to be mostly like a green look, but this is just gonna help the blend in the outer corner, and I think this looks really, really nice. I think this is a very nice addition to this palette, because it goes very nicely with that pink shimmer. It's going to blend beautifully into that. And then for the front portion of my lid, I think I'm going to use, do I want to use the one that has a bit of a shift to it? Probably, because I can't help myself. I'm gonna take this shade, which is the one called In a Pickle. Just gonna pick that up on the other side of my brush here, and then I'm gonna put that on the rest of my lid and just see. That is exactly what I wanted. That's so beautiful. Oh, this is definitely gonna be my favorite monochromatic green palette, because this color story is just so fun, and I love how small it is. Like, this is a really, really small palette, And I love that because I can absolutely see myself bringing this. I can see myself like chucking this in my bag or something like that if I'm going somewhere and I don't want to bring a lot of makeup. Oh, this is beautiful. And these shimmers would work wonderfully together with neutrals as well if you're not super into like green mattes, because that is obviously everything that you're getting in this palette is just a green matte. But if you're more into neutrals, these shimmers would look absolutely stunning paired with neutrals. Oh, I love that. Look, it's so pretty. I don't know why this palette just kind of fell under the radar for me. I didn't even really know that this palette existed until I got it in the mail. And I was like, oh, that's right, like I've seen this palette somewhere. And then I just totally forgot where. And now I'm so excited that I have this. Do I want to use anything else? Let's see. Maybe I can take just a little bit of that other green as well. I don't think this is really going to show up any different, but since I'm here, I might as well try it. So I'm gonna take the shade here called Fried Pickles. Just gonna spray this a little bit because I don't have any glitter primer under my eye, and I'm just gonna put that on the front portion of my lower lash line here. Like I said, I don't think this is really gonna be that much different from my lid shade. Yeah, they kind of just look similar, but in the light, like in different lighting, this shade is gonna look more pink depending on where your light kind of hits it. And then under the eyes, it's just gonna look green. I am probably gonna pull in some kind of an inner corner shade here. I don't know exactly what, but I do want something just a little bit lighter. So I'll see if I can find maybe like an iridescent green shade or something like that. That could be kind of fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with this look. I really like this look. This look is like so me. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off and I'll be right back. Okay, and here's how I decided to finish off. I think this turned out so pretty. For my inner corner, I just used the inner corner shade in my collab palette. For my lips, I'm using a lip liner from Urban Decay, which is way too old, in the shade 1993. I just felt like it was the one that would go the best with the lipstick that I chose. And I'm using one of the lipsticks again from the MAC holiday set. I can't get enough of this. This is like the cutest thing ever. This is in the shade Taupe. This is such a beautiful dark nude on me. Like, this is my favorite kind of tone of nude. Is like a brown tone nude, and I just think it looks really, really nice, especially with greens, and I'm so obsessed. I'm so obsessed with this palette. This palette is so cute. I had such a good time playing with this. This is so fun. Like, you guys should absolutely check out this brand. I think that I'm really excited to see what they do in the future because I had a very good time with this palette. So that's gonna be it for today's little short first impression. I don't know how long this video is, but I've been filming for 28 minutes, so I'm doing pretty good on time. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna have a great day. I hope you guys are having a great day as well. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you wanna see some more first impression videos, here's my playlist of way too many. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.